Hello, everybody, and welcome to the stream. How's everybody doing today? Alright, guys, sorry about that. Oh, what do we got going today? Looks like we're going to be following and rebroadcasting the World of Warcraft thingy mobobber when it's on here. Let me actually check. Alright, so let's see here. Oh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, what do we got going? What are we doing? What do we know? All right, not much going on today. Yeah, there's just we're gonna be following the WoW thingy. Curious to see how the loots and everything's dropped from yesterday, how they've reforged it and all that kind of stuff. Hopefully, I can display the things to show that, and they will help me with that. Hopefully, um, I don't know why. I don't know why they didn't have more tooltips yesterday. But I guess that was me showing the gear and stuff, you know, as they kind of announced it. But I only got a few of them, so. But you know, you got to keep up with the thing. So let's see. I've already done my bank today. I don't know where I want to start. Well, I guess I'm gonna do my daily cooking, of course. Right, 1 second while I get this going. Okay, hmm. Yeah, they were all goblins. I believe they were. I think they were all goblins, weren't they? I mean, it looks like all the WoW streamers are coming on right now. So the WoW thing starts in about 1 o'clock. So They should be putting up the timer pretty soon. As soon as they put up the timer, I'll put up the timer. Oh, I didn't even. Oh yeah, I did. Jeez. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. The Xbox showcase. I missed that today. I mean, I don't know when is it on. I thought it was on at 10 a.m. this morning, but I guess I could have been. What the hell is this? Alrighty. Yeah, sorry, I'm just getting these notifications, so I'm just checking them out real quick since I'm on early today, just to make sure everything was going smooth, and because I was tired of sitting here doing nothing. I have to be up this early. I mean, it's noon. I'm up usually by noon, but I mean, usually it's my whole, you have an X amount of time to get woken up and this and this and this. So let's see. Yeah, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Oh, okay. So they're doing Xbox. We might have to show that too. Jeez. Let's check this out here. Hmm. So, yeah. So, anyways, yeah. I mean, it's kind of. I know why. See, I'm just sitting here thinking. I know why now. WoW went live yesterday instead of today. So today's day 2. What am I doing? So today's day 2, and then there's not as much hype behind today. I'm curious about day 2. After that, I'm not really that curious. I just want to see how the whole beginning part plays out. I mean, like, exactly what I was saying, like how they got the gear yesterday. I want to see how it plays out. Who has what gear, what they did with it. 372. Yeah, good luck with that. See, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let's see. We got prickly pears. Get rid of this. Oops. Um, hell is this thing? Oh, because I'm on the wrong. Um, I hate that. All right, let's see. Okay. Jeez, my throat hurts. Ba, ba, da. I don't know this playlist, but that's one of my channels I like. So I always like trying the new ones, the new playlists, because you'll never know. Sometimes, like I found one the other day where, like, I mean, I would say probably every third song was like I loved it. The other songs were just meh, but most of them are kind of meh. You get some that are good, and then some that are whoa, you know, and those are the ones I'm looking for. But I got to figure out, or I got to start a playlist of the ones I really really like. I have a few that are, you know, the links are saved, but I haven't had to do prickly pears in a while. I do want to do some more with my enchanting today, and that might mean that I set up my. Oh, he's just sitting there. All right, well, I'll take it from you. That might mean that I set up my Death Knight. I reset up my Paladin because I got finally. Okay, so check this out. So when Cataclysm dropped, I my Paladin got stuck basically, and so he was kind of in limbo. So over in the undead world, he and the, what the fuck is that guy thinking, dude? Seriously, you're gonna steal it from me? Really? There's like a million of them around. Dude, what an ass. Dude, I hate people like that. It's one thing if they're allies, like I get it. It's competition. But anyways, um, I don't know why I just damn. Oh, anyways, but yeah, so like a month ago or however long, whenever Cataclysm came out. So he was stuck kind of in limbo. So the undead quest triggered him to where he couldn't really accept any quests. So I finally I came over to Orgrimmar, so I'm stuck over there. It's like froze. All my quests are froze. Can't do anything on undead side. So I come over here, and then I go over and I do all the pre-Ashen Vale ones, where you start at Warsong Gulch. I do all those, and then I get stuck with the old bug. But now I can't even like progress at all. And I tried to go to Stone Twilight Mountains, it wouldn't let me. So he's basically stuck. So I opened a ticket, and that was like I said when Cataclysm came out, because I had planned on leveling him along with my mage at the same time. And anyway, so he was stuck today. Yesterday, I got an email. I hadn't seen it for a couple days, but Blizzard had finally fixed it. Oh my god! I was like, what? It took you like what, 2 months or something? 2 months or something to get my character unstuck so I could play. What if that was my only character? I mean, I did have my kind of heart set on having him like higher level, but you know, I gave up on that. I was like, I'll just focus on my mage. But still, it's just the point. So I went on there. Sure enough, they put a special dialogue on the thing, and then it unlocked that quest. And I set him back up, and then I went over to Stone Tunneling Mountains. I was able to pick those up. I went back to the Undead. I'm able to pick those up, and I was like, okay, so they basically unstuck me, which is fine. But Jesus, did it take fucking forever or what? But now I guess it's kind of good timing. I mean, the only problem with it is let's see. The only problem with it is that I still need to gear out my lock, and I still need to finish my lock, and I don't want to start my paladin, until get him going. But he will be my next guy besides my Death Knight, of course. And then I was thinking about bringing in maybe a leathery guy, or if maybe I was thinking maybe of buying a plate heirloom or two plate heirlooms and put them on, or heirlooms, sorry, on since I have two plate players here right here, then I could make a pally healer if I don't want to like have, you know what I mean? If I don't want to manage this one in two or something like that. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to play a warrior, so I don't know. Let's We'll check up on the stream here in about 5-10 minutes. Do you wanna? Let's just go do the dailies. If I start PvP in, I did get my PvP daily in last night. I was sitting here just like I said, screwing around on my pally and stuff, trying to figure that out since I got the email, and then yeah, and I was watching some PvP things, so I was like, all right, I want to go play. So I went in and played some PvP, and I got my daily done. So now I should have my. Well, let's see if did I get it for. Okay, so I can get it today too. But I got my gear now. Well, let's see. I have this many. I have six PvP plus my wrists, because my wrists don't change right now. So I have 7 pieces. It's pretty good. What's my resilience? Almost 1600, which I think 17 is the minimum really that I want. And I think the cap, if I'm not mistaken, at least it was 10, 12 years ago or whatever, was about the 4,200 or 4,300, which is a lot of resilience, but that's 40 some percent. And once you go over that, it slows way down. You're not getting the points, so it's way better to not. I mean, you can stack it to 40 some percent, especially if you're a tank. Wait, let's go. Do I have any? Oh, I do want to do this one daily because it's part of a. It's an achievement, but you also get a toy. So I want to go do it. I've already done it a couple times, so if I do it, I think like 5-10 times total. I want to kill these new guys so bad since what happened to me when I freaking came in here. Anyways, there's weeds in here I need? No, just the stars. There's stormvine and stuff over here. This is just cinder. I mean, the volatile life is, I need that always. And I need it on my lock too. I don't remember what I need it for on my lock, but where am I? I need to go. Where is it? Is it this one? I think it's this one, yeah. I think I'm right. Straight ahead. Keep it, do. I don't know what this is. They're only like 2 minutes, so. I mean, I don't not like it, it's just. I feel like I should be like doing Molly or something. I've never actually done Molly. I wonder if that's like, I wonder what it's like. I mean, I'm too old to try it now. Be wasted on me. Yep. Here. Da 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 da. Yes, I know, I know, I know. I need to do this 10 times. And I think I'm on like 2 or 3 or something. What is it? Is it this one? Okay. I need to, I haven't played this one in a while. It's not that hard though. Okay, what am I doing? I gotta kill 10 of these guys? No problems. Come here, buddy. I used to be a joust master back in the day. I was so good at it. It's one of my favorite. Well, and the thing was, is like, I didn't play it very much in the arcade because I was a Nintendo boy, you know. So I played some arcade games. Like, I mean, I won that Mario 3 competition on an arcade machine, but it was like, um, but like the ones I did play were like in the old like bowling alleys and stuff like that, or if we went and got pizza. But Joust was always one of my favorites. My dad loved Galaga. That's like his favorite ever. That and this one game called Tiger Hilly that was on um, regular Nintendo. Jeez, he loved those games. Once they got to more buttons, he was like, "I'm done playing games." I still think he would have done good with the newer games too. Not like big games like this, but you know, the like old like the remixes and the stuff like that. Oh, let's while I'm here, sure I have mana gems and everything. All right, let's see. What? Oh, dang it. Sorry, I'm messing with something right now. Okay. Yeah, see, okay, that's what I thought. But see if I can't pull this up real quick. We might be switching it up. I don't know. Maybe we'll switch it up. They should have a timer going right now, but they're not. So I don't know what the deal is. Actually, you know what? We'll just do this. Oh, me, Jesus. All right. we'll just put this on until maybe I'll run both of them. I don't know. I didn't plan on running this one because it's not really what I'm doing today. So, but you know, you know, you know, you know. It's gonna be weird for a minute. So. Okay. That probably works the same. So yeah, basically the Xbox timer is oh, I forgot yesterday was Saturday too. I don't know. I didn't know what I was thinking. You know I don't play right. Put this on so I can see if when we go live here. Head over and whoop these things. I'm gonna get back when I feel like. Don't give me this. You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word. Oh. One of these days, I'm going to have to go on my retail account and poke around a little bit. She don't play right. I'm telling you. But yeah, you gotta know. You gotta know. This person doesn't play right. I shouldn't say she because maybe I guess I'm assuming. But I'm gonna get back something. Oh, there's a bunch of quests that I have to do in Mount Hyjal as well. I guess I missed them. I was not aware of that. But apparently, I was looking through the achievements, and I'm like, because I completed all zones and got achievements for them, but there's side achievements I didn't get. And one of them is like a main one, and I'm like, wait a minute, on Hyjal, what did I miss? So there's somewhere I missed, so I gotta go back and do it. Just because I can't say I completed them all if I didn't get the main achievements. The side achievements aren't so whatever, but the main ones is like you complete an up to, you know what I mean? So you complete the whole area is the very main one, and then there's the secondary one, which is like one of them's like the lore, and the secondary one's more like the war of the area kind of thing. I don't know which is which, but anyways, you complete them both, and then you'll get these two achievements. And I got two of them in all of them except for Mount Hyjal. Apparently, I only got the one, so I'm missing its one quest line. And I didn't pick it up somehow. I don't know where it's at or how I get it. Maybe I wasn't high enough level when I was in Hyjal because I started at Hyjal, so I was thinking that too. Didn't I start? Yeah, I started it. That's why I'm all bitter every time I go there. Oh, and then like there's achievement here. We have to get a whole pack of them. So let's see. Yeah, a whole pack of them without missing one of them. Hopefully this will get it. I want to get all of them. Come on, come on. It's hard, I guess. Didn't I get them all? No, see? There's 2 of them. If I can get all 10 of them, or 10 of them in a thing. Oh, that missed. Then you get an achievement. I mean, it's nothing big, but it's like, I gotta do this shit anyways. I might as well, like, oh, they're going up. I think if you get them right here when they're transitioning is probably the best way, because they fold into a smaller target. But the timing of it is kind of like, you got to really know when they turn around. Yeah, see? Come on, one more second. No, 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 no. Did I get him? No, I missed one. I missed one. That dude right there. Oh, that's not gonna hit him. If it was over here, it might have hit him. The one up here is really hard, but see, these guys turned around too fast. Oh, I missed one. I missed one. Where'd he go? I don't even see him. Maybe I didn't miss him. That should have been 10 then. Unless there was one missing. See, that's the other thing. I swear I've taken out whole ones of these, and I was like, well, maybe I just didn't. And you know what I mean? Because you see these, and so I'm paying attention this time. That one was all of them. I didn't get the achievement. What the hell, man? Oops. Um, I guess it should be in Cataclysm, but this right here, kill Schnarr's inventory with one in whatever. Yeah, Sky Daily Questline. I don't know. I'm gonna nail all of them right here. See, I went 68 to 78. It even counted them. So this isn't it then? Yeah, fire from the sky. I don't know, man. It's bugged. Of course it's bugged. Just want to get the achievement. See, I'm getting good at it now. That one I missed one. I thought I did. Alright, let's take a look here. What do we got going on? Okay, okay, here we go. This Okay, here we go. Yeah, see, I don't think it'll let me watch both of them anyways. Let's try. See, it won't bring them up. It won't bring them up unless I'm focused on them. Okay. Oops. Oh, now it's no, no, no. Because I have it. Okay, I gotcha. All right. Okay, now that it's freaking kind of working. All right, so apparently I can't get this achievement, which is stupid. But I'm gonna report a bug. Not today though, but I will. I'll try it tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, I'll try it. Basically, I'll try it after Tuesday. If they don't fix it in the patch on Tuesday, then I'll report it, and then it should be fixed by the next patch. But if you don't if you don't report stuff, then it never gets fixed. The problem is, it's just like I was just bitching about that you can't. Like, I mean, come on, your game comes out, you got people like trying to like play, and like in my little thing with my pally, I was saying that I was trying to level with people, and now I can't even play with them. Uh-oh, someone's outside. Hold on. There, you missed that one, buddy. Yeah, he missed that one. 1 second, I gotta check my camera. Oh, there, now he sees him. I think it's just the Amazon guy, but making sure somebody else didn't leave something on my porch. Yeah, it's just a FedEx guy. Oh, maybe that's not the FedEx guy. That's a different vehicle. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna switch the sound over in a second here. I'm just trying to figure out. I don't know what that guy was. I think it's a package, but it wasn't an Amazon truck. It wasn't a FedEx truck. It was like, it looked like a, it's like Roto-Rooter or something were to come to your house. And it had like logos and stuff. I just didn't catch it in the camera fast enough. And I don't want to go all the way down to the thing. My package will be fine out there. It's just a mouse pad. That's all it is. if it's what I was supposed to get today, it's just a mouse pad. So if somebody steals it, they can have my $5 or $10 mouse pad. It's nothing special. Just something to try. I want to try this style out, and if it works, great, because then it's cheap. But if not, then I'll go with the other one that's more expensive, and then compare them. You know what I mean? I don't want to start with the more expensive one. That would be stupid. So, and I hate sending things back. So I know somebody that can use this mouse pad, or if I don't use it, which I'll just give it to him. It probably wouldn't be worth my time to just like, even though it's free and this and that, it would probably cost me more gas to send it back. than it would be, because I'd have to, from here, the closest like Amazon drop-off place where they take that stuff is like 25 miles. Yeah, about 20 minutes, 25 miles away, 25 minutes away, something like that. So, damn it. Oh, you can fly, you stupid thing. Oh, of course, I pushed the wrong mount. And he's back, and it's back too. I'm just gonna kill the damn thing now. Oh, that druid got it this time. You're lucky I'm kiting this thing away for you. He's ass. He took it from me. I mean, I screwed up. I would have just went right back down and got it, and then sheeped him again. But okay. All right, let me switch the sound over. We got 10 minutes. There's also Xboxes coming on in 10 minutes. I might try and have them. See if I can have them both up. Actually, now that I can think about it, I thought something. I thunked something. So let's go. Oh, let me see if that works. I want to turn this off though. Where's this at? There it is. All right, I'm just gonna get rid of that, and then let's see. We got that one on. It does have. Let's see. It does have that stupid thing on top though. So if I roll both of them, then it'll do that. I think. Let's see. Yeah, that's capturing the same window. Okay, that's not working. And neither's that one. Okay, I see why it's doing that. I tried to split the window. Won't do it. All right, all right, all right. All right, all right. I had that all the way up last time. Let's see. Yeah, I think I did. All right. Yeah. And it was Amazon too. I just got the email. That's what I was waiting for. I didn't want to run, like I said, I didn't want to go all the way downstairs. And I don't need the mouse pad right now. I'm just gonna do it when I grab the dogs. It's kind of like having WoW music in the background. How is it? Well, that works. Okay, so, oh, I'm able to, apparently I'm able to have that. Oh, I see. I see. I didn't do it this way than last time. This works a lot better. Thank you. Thank you so much, Susie. Give a big round of applause for Susie. Suze. Good old CD. it Susie with a C? Would that be like? I guess you could do it that way, right? Like C-U-Z-Z-Y. Suzuzi. No matter what I say, she won't put anything in chat. Anyways, need me some whippy tails. Missed one. Where did that? No? Oh, there it is. Damn it. Jesus, dude. So much problems here. At least my invisibility's up. Now, let's see if I can hit the right mount. I thought that was a druid, that's why I backed off, but if I would have known whatever, I would have been able to take it anyways. I just didn't position the guy right. And I'm not here to really even hunt whiptails. I don't care. We're gonna go do toll blah blah. Let's make a portal. I put slow on him. Oh, okay, that was stupid. Well, it didn't pull him the first time. So I was like, "Huh?" Bum bum pa bum 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 bum. When's the toll barred anyway? Oh, it probably just happened, didn't it? You know what? I think it says it in here, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, it's in 1 minute. Okay. What do I do to start this thing? Looks like we're gonna do toll. I haven't done toll barred since original days, and even back then I only did it enough to get whatever I wanted out of this vendor, and that was it. So how do I queue for this thing? Like everybody's up here? No, it's just Alright, do I have all the quests? I hate it when I don't get them all, and then I have to come back and there's less people. So, what? What? I don't remember how to do this. Is it really in 1 minute? 16 seconds. What does that mean? Do I get to go, or are we in there? You know what I mean? Like, all right, here we go. Top guilds. Here, let me turn the audio down on this. Oh, it's already down. Okay. Hopefully it doesn't interfere. If it starts interfering at all, let me know. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's see. Okay, we have to attack the garrisons, right? I don't know. I'm just going to follow the group
Day
for now.
1 is done, and we're back for day 2 of the WoW Classic Cataclysm Dragonslayer Challenge. As with yesterday, I'm Rick, your host, and I'm joined by Sarth and Crix. Today, our competition is going to be heating up as our teams look to speedrun through 3 raids and become the ultimate Dragon Slayers. But obviously, we saw all the setup for this yesterday. I mean, Crix, our team's geared up. They blasted through the dungeons as fast as they could. How do you think they're both looking coming into the actual competition today?
Without seeing their loot, I think they're looking pretty good. I think the casters got really geared. We had some of the tanks get geared. A couple of their healers got like all the pieces.
So they're not going to show us the gear, are they?
I want to see what they single tank, what they solo heal, the trash they skip.
You think that they would get on and go through that? Like
Yeah,
I would.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ahead
and I
of time.
Sarth, like we were saying yesterday, day 1, even though it was just kind of a blast through each of the dungeons, get whatever gear you can, it was actually really cool to see how these teams were starting to strategize, how they could even eat their eye level up the smallest amount or set themselves up for the gear that's going to drop today. What do you think we can expect from this speed run that we're going to be seeing from both of them, Sarth?
I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, I'm just like Crick said, I'm really excited to see what they can pull off. Yesterday, they've had one round of just doing the heroics. So they started out with really terrible gear. A lot of them still have 316 gear. I was just looking. So they're going to go in there, whatever they actually were able to get will play a massive difference in what they can pull off today. The two teams, as anyone that was watching yesterday, or if you weren't here, are going to be None of the Above versus Progress, the two top teams in World of Warcraft Classic, the two most acclaimed guilds in progression and speedrunning, going head-to-head in this 10-man competition to clear all of the Cataclysm raids. And the loot definitely can play a huge difference. Some players will do a lot more damage than others just because they got loot. So we're going to be able to see how that goes. And over on the side of None of the Above, a few of the DPS got a lot of gear, but over on the side of Progress, their main tank, Visp, she literally, I feel like she got almost
Progress is
everything.
going to be able to make bigger
ago,
pulls.
Other than her one trinket, which is actually 316, almost every other item is a heroic piece. So she's going to be able to pretty much survive as much as they want to throw at her, and it's going to be a lot now. Today, we're going to see how much they can pull off, and especially a lot of skips, because the bosses are probably less dangerous today than what the skips are in the speed running. So I'm excited to see how it is, and I'm curious what you think is going to go down today, Rook.
I mean, we're going to have to see, right? So they are going to be running these both on normal. And while at first that might seem like, oh, really normal? I mean, it seems like you'd have more of a challenge with heroic. Because
no, it's the low gear. They're
such low eye level.
Yeah, you can't
so
do anything
rough.
about
I mean,
that.
They're kind of proving a point here. Both of these teams opted into this. They decided on that normal themselves with the time frame and with the RNG of that gearing yesterday in those heroic dungeons. So the challenge is still there. Sarth, just like you're saying, if they goof or if they mess up some of these skips, if they, fumble it and they just aren't able to actually land what they need to, that's going to cost them seconds in a competition that has no seconds to spare, because these two are going to be just going head to head. Goliath versus Goliath, as we were talking about yesterday. And even here on the desk, we've got a bit of the competition as well. I mean, Sarth, you're in None of the Above, and Crix, you're in Progress. So, I mean, both these teams are going to have to bring the heat. I mean, it's no joke, both on the desk and in the competition. They're going to be racing as fast as they can to bring victory home to even team. I mean, Crix, with Progress, What do you think with these players? What are some of their greatest strengths in speed running, and what's going to kind of secure them victory if you're going to be cheering? I'm sure you're going to be cheering for them.
Yeah, I think I like both the teams, and I think they're both going to be doing, if I had to guess, the exact same skips. The only difference from them is their comp, and where one's running 2 hunters and the other is running a mage. Other than that, I think they're both probably going to do the same thing. I think Progress is going to win, of course. For sure. So Stark disagrees here, but I think there is. Stark, do you think they have a shot or what?
I mean, none of the above has won all of speedrunning, so if track records are something to go by, Noda is definitely the favorite to win in speedrunning. But that being said, at the same time, as people might not know, none of the above is not going hard in Cataclysm, and all of the players that will be progressing into the competitive scene in PvE in Cataclysm are actually playing with Progress now. So after Wrath of the Lich King ended, none of the above was purely focused on speedrunning there and won every single tier there, whereas Progress has won pretty much every tier of progression, so races to world first, almost consistently. And so now it's going to be an interesting, like, little hurrah, friendly bout, and back and forth. So I'm obviously rooting for Noda, but I love both of these teams. I've been friends with almost everyone playing in both of these teams for a long time. I'm really excited to see what they pull off today.
Brooke, do you have a say in this, or are you just kind of sitting in the middle right now? Just
yeah, she's like, choose.
I mean, that's literally crazy. I was going to say, I'm sort of the middle ground here. I love both teams. Yesterday, we got to see both of them neck and neck going through, even though I think Progress took their time a little bit more
I'm
with
all
some of the
hiding.
runs they were doing. But, I mean, as we looked at there with the gear breakdowns, both of them came out of this with some really great picks. They weren't able to get really much of anything great from Baradin at the end of the day, but they were able to get a lot of other drops that we were even shocked. Double trinkets coming out, some of those key picks. We saw Devil completely kitted out, obviously. But as you can kind of take a look here, even with Stat, right? We're seeing what they have, what sort of gear they were able to get, and really they're trying to make it work, because if they didn't get those optimal best in slot drops, they're now trying to figure out, okay, well, what can we try to get from these raids that we're going to be running through? How can we kind of, make this work? Can we get any tier? Can we get anything like that without getting some of those other drops, but getting some other really good ones? And I mean, I don't know, Starth, looking at this with Stet's sort of setup here, what are you thinking about the gear spread today?
Stead got so lucky. He got the bow, which is amazing. He got trinkets, which are also amazing. He has like half of his gear is going to be heroic. Maybe, okay, so he got one trinket, but a few other people are using the key trinket, which is the one that he did get as heroic, and I think everyone has the 316 version when I was looking at it. So that's going to be a big upgrade and a lot more stats that he's able to reforge. A lot of the things about Cataclysm that is really nice is if you even don't get the best item for you, you can reforge them and change one of the stats to something that you like even more. So this giving a more hit, and from the other items that dropped for him, allowing him to go for more of a crit focused build there while hitting the hit cap, he's going to look really solid. He's going to do a ton of damage, and this is the team that has 2 hunters. I think we're going to see hunters do incredibly well as we're going to see some of like the Unholy DK do a lot of damage. Personally, I think that is what we're going to see a lot of. But yeah, Xander wasn't able to get it. Visp is probably the most geared character, it feels like, and I keep saying this, but she's the main tank. Her weapon, okay, she has a weapon, she has trinkets. I think she has one trinket that isn't amazing. Yeah, perfect. She literally is gonna change the entire dynamic, I think, of the competition, and that's gonna be the huge thing, is what can you pull off? Did your healers get gear, and did you get gear on your main tank? So they're looking really good. Crix, what do you think from the gear wise? What is gonna set people apart here today?
I'm looking at the casters more, and I'm looking at Hadougan, the Warlock over on Progress, and take note as well on. It looks like they did end up giving him the trinkets. They gave him the weapons. Because at first they gave the trinkets to the placeholders, where they didn't give them to everybody whose it was. It was just kind of, and they passed it. And both these warlocks are looking like, I was talking to them earlier, and they have their mastery presets off. I'd be surprised if they don't start blasting this raid. Looks like they got a lot of the good Priebus too, which is solid. Doesn't seem like I said yesterday, they didn't get a lot of 346 gear like the helm shoulders, stuff like that, but they got the trinkets and the weapons, which is a very big deal. You can Looks like they justice points a few of them, and of course they can pick up the 333 gear from the vendor as well. The casters looking really good, and so are the healers. Pretty exciting.
Looking
For
good.
someone who likes casters, is very exciting.
I know, right? I mean, Crix, you're not just saying that because you've got your eye on it as a caster yourself, but you know, actually the casters really do have some good gear. They got a lot of the things that they needed yesterday to set them up. We're taking a peek right now over on None of the Above side, but I mean, even there we saw a lot of those drops that they were kind of looking for. So whereas None of the Above initially got some of those key items early on, there was plenty of time over the course of the day, progress coming in, getting some of those key drops too, to the point where I feel like they are pretty well set up on either side. Nobody got a huge advantage with that final run yesterday with that first boss of Barret and Hold. So coming into day 2, both of these teams can really just show off their skills, the skips, all of the incredible tricks they're going to pull out for this, as well as looking to see if they can get any of the gear that will drop from these raids, which they are able to equip as they run through. But let's go ahead and take a look at our day 2 lineup. So these teams are going to be racing through 3 raids from Cataclysm. And these were, as we were talking about yesterday, raids that really started to bring in this kind of hybrid mentality that we would see with the kind of future of raid and encounter design in World of Warcraft, as well as a lot of the classic aspects that so many people love. So we are going to be starting out with Bastion of Twilight. We're going to be going to Throne of Four Winds, and then we'll be heading to Blackwing Descent, where they will be facing the whole grand finale of this, Nefarian, one of the hardest bosses, one of the ones that poses the biggest threats for them in this race, but they're going to have to take him down to become Dragonslayers, true and true. I mean, Crix, looking at this, where do you think we might see in these raids some challenge? Are there any other sticking points, like beside that big finale with Nefarian?
Yeah, besides Nefarian, the only thing I see them struggling on is trash skips. I don't think they'll struggle on that, but there's going to be a lot of good trash skips specifically in Bastion, well, both in Bastion and Blackwing, where they can really just mess up, and that's going to be where I say it's going to be between 2 guilds who cannot mess up the skip. So that's a Hunter skip, Invis skip, Res skip, whatever they're doing. I'm just excited to see it, and I think Twilight, definitely you're going to have right after Valiona the Dragons. I think we're going to see some spicy skips there, because both these guilds are going to try to do no trash at all. And that's what's going to be
as little as possible.
Yeah,
a lot of things that we see today, they're probably also gonna, like, anyone watching will probably end up employing in their raids. So we're gonna see some crazy techniques happen today, like some strategies that most people probably don't know about, things that we probably don't even know about. We might have seen some of the things they're doing probably from the inside, me and Crix, but it's going to be really fun. Speedrunning is all about innovation, and it's all about how can you do, like, the things that cost you the most time aren't usually the bosses within the speedrunning community. It's transit time, so movement between bosses, any sort of downtime if there was like RP happening on a boss, which isn't something we really have to deal with too much right now, other than potentially Nefarian. And then it's going to be like how you deal with the trash. And today it's going to be a lot of those skips, minimizing how much you have to deal with to reduce your amount of time in the raid itself. And those can get a little bit sketchy. One person being slightly out of position, or the most notorious is if someone is doing the skip by pulling the trash over to one corner and everyone else runs by, you're just like have a habit of buffing people. And you're like, if you're not doing something, you're like, oh, I'll press Horn of Winter or like Mark of the Wild or something, and that will put you in combat, ruin the whole thing, wipe everyone.
Still only have...
We'll see how they deal with it. These teams are very honed in on doing this, but it happens way more often than you think. So we'll see. I've definitely seen a lot of world records ruined by people messing up the skip. So we'll definitely see how it pans out today.
And just so that our viewers know, these teams don't have specific trash requirements. So while we talk about skips, they are mostly going to be looking to optimize time, and they are able to use pretty much all of the basic tools that you would use in speedrunning, maneuvering around, positioning, stealth, other, means of invis, all that kind of stuff, death skips, so on and so forth. So while they had some organization for what they could or couldn't do, we'll get to see them now put it into play as they kick things off here for this speedrun challenge. Crix, they're starting off. Here we go.
Yep. One of my favorite fights ever, just because all the AoE you get to do. Right here, you'll see the mage. Well, there's only one mage, but the mage and the warlocks will just carry this for a little while, as you can tell right now. It's just a very fun
Yeah,
fight for the warlock.
100,000 DPS from Take
this is
Note. Alondo already at
It's a
100k.
very,
Hadouken.
very fun fight.
Yeah, there's a lot of cleave. Halphus Wormbreaker right here is a fight that he has like 5 ads that are all different, and they all technically buff the boss until you kind of unleash them and you take them down, and the boss then takes extra damage. So you pretty much pull it all on top of the boss as much as you possibly can, cleave it down so that it then debuffs the boss so he takes a ton of damage. And on normal,
Yeah,
it's only,
I think he was
2 of
talking to
them
me.
active right away.
Not fast
So
enough.
a little bit of RNG for you to see.
I was like,
cleave damage
just
isn't
a
even setting them
second,
ahead
less
on the
than a
DPS
tiny
numbers. We're seeing
little bit.
progress ahead, taking the boss down a lot faster, even though you see some people doing more damage on the side of none of the above, because it's all about effective damage here. And we're probably going to see our first skip right here in a
Right
second.
here, you're gonna
as
see the first
Progress
one going
takes
into it.
down.
Yep. Good loot drop.
what do you
Too
expect
crazy.
to see
Devil
here?
with another piece of loot. That Devil is so geared right now. He's like almost full 346. It's kind of crazy to see that. You're gonna see him pull this.
Yeah.
Usually they just pull this mob and they skip around the pillars to the left, right? Have someone pull it. So we'll see if they do that.
Yeah, in the race to world first here, because you do have that group that runs kind of right towards you. You can see on the left for Xander, that group runs right at you, and we're seeing right now on the right with Wendy's POV that you want to bring that out of, like, pretty much out of the way so the rest of the people can potentially go by, but they are dealing with this. It's the next one that they really want to get rid of. They did have a death though. Cab already went down. You're seeing Ghosting grab the aggro of it on the left side there, and the rest of the group is running to the right. Ghosting actually dies.
So
kind
them
of
killing me
semi-early,
stopped me
it
from
feels
going
like.
down
I think
here
they're
when
running
they're
pull the mobs
attacking
off
here,
and die
which
for
will
you.
now put me up
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, all the paladins.
So they
So
basically
it's not
fucked
a big
themselves
deal.
in a sense.
Yeah.
People
Yeah,
don't think
I
about
they
that.
made it
Time on
all
the
the way
Masters.
through.
If you kill them all,
Oh,
they'll
they
respawn
might
at the
not have
graveyard.
made it all the way through. They're gonna use.
You
the
wanna kill
hunters
most
to get
of them.
through. So yeah, Ghosting's bubble might have gone out early.
wipe.
Whereas on the
Full
other
wipe.
side, Noda does make it through. Holy Palace Sway makes it into the perfect position. Does get the res just using his Soul Stone. Goes back up, and yeah, that's just a little bit unfortunate. But Cab is in a good position. He'll be able to mass res everybody. That's the first skip that actually went wrong. Like from the first
Right
one,
away. Yeah,
right at the
easier one
beginning.
too. That's not even like one of the harder skips too.
Yeah, I didn't mean to
Yeah.
get pulled into
didn't
the
notice
road.
Thompson?
That was
I
a
think
fucking
Thompson's
death
gonna
knight
do good
deciding to
damage coming
fight
up
me
on
in
these
the
next
road.
boss. He just got his best
But it
start
took
off
3 or
hand
4 of
pretty
them
fast.
off their mounts
Mass
to
Res always
kill me
goes off.
for
One of my favorite
stupid
things about Cat is that
reasons.
Mass Res. They can start pulling the boss here real soon after they rebuff quickly.
Yeah,
All
you
right, what's
use a
going
lot
on over
less
here?
Just gonna
than
see
you
up
do.
there.
This
Lose
is
a
why
lot less than you do.
I have to
in
have it
other
on the
versions
big
of the
screen or
game,
I can't see it.
because you now can resurrect everybody all at one time. You don't have to worry about LOS or distance. I mean, it's a massive distance. Technically, you do have to wait for that. But none of the above. Almost at halfway on Valiona. Pushing this, both teams bloodlusting right off the rip on this boss so they can deal with it as quickly as they want. Both of these bosses do have a shared health pool. Valiona and Theraleon. Yeah, it is. I just look at it.
Brilliant.
Yeah. The damage meters, just like you were saying, Take Note doing a lot here. They're just going to be pumping as much as they can.
That's part of that Warlock Mastery set, which is why you're seeing these Warlocks burst so much. And like I said earlier, it's not just Cope. I think Warlock's going to do probably be I think Warlock, I said yesterday, Warlock, Unholy, and Survival will be the 3 pumpers of the raid. It's looking like that right now. Julius got a good amount of gear on the Unholy yesterday too, if I recall correctly. Whereas Take No got a ton. He sitting at 8 upgrades. I don't know how much Hadouken got. You're gonna see him right here. Progress down what 20%, a little bit less than 20. Progress catching up on the fight for them being behind right now. Or
The
for that wipe.
DPS is actually kind of vastly different. If you look at both sides, the DPS over on Progress, I mean, they're closer to having that bloodlust, but they are actually catching up very quickly. They did it. That is the difference, a bit of the gear that they got yesterday. Everyone is able to do quite a significant amount more damage. They're looking really, really juicy, definitely catching up. They didn't lose nearly as much time as I expected with that wipe.
Yeah. I don't know why, because the DPS pro is pretty even. It's nothing like too crazy.
Yeah, I mean, everyone on the side of Progress is like 25k or more. Everyone on the side of Noda right now around 21k. 2 people above 25k. This is The second boss going down. Progress is just a tiny bit behind. Snurk running ahead instantly. He will be doing the skip here, and you'll see him. He pulled the aggro on one of the mobs, and now he's going to run into the corner while everyone else runs directly by. We'll see if the same thing happens here for Progress, and then he just goes invisible, camouflage, and runs out.
Noda gets the infamous Thoralian's mirror to drop into Ellie Shama, which is absolutely insane. Essence Hot Trinket drop just now. And then Kia gets the main hand too. I don't know if I have time to enchant it right now or who they'll give it to, but those are both like absolutely. That mirror trinket is so big, it's crazy. I'm really surprised to drop.
Skip actually is probably going to save them. It depends on
I can't really pay attention to
this ad that Progress is killing, whereas Noda is running into the room and actually fighting as much as they can. I think pulling the whole room and bloodlusting the trash instead of using it on the boss. This is a huge pull.
Blow all cooldowns on the trash, even meta and all that.
Yeah,
it's a good call because the bosses is not. This boss is not going to be hard. Definitely, this trash pack is dangerous.
The ad that they skip is like the ad that has the most HP in this entire place. It takes so long. Look, Progress is just getting this ad down. Now they can move into the pull into the room. And Noda is literally finishing the whole pull for the entire room. They're about to move into fighting the bosses now. They're going to go fight Council right away.
Progress starts to do the same thing and big pulls it. I wonder if they messed up that big pull with the skip. Or did they even try to skip it?
No, they didn't. They ran right into it. They didn't even go for the... So that's the first major strategy difference we've seen so far, is Progress actually ended up fighting that and running into it. They did technically skip. There's a second one of those ads that is behind you. But Noda had Snurk just literally just ran right in instantly and pulled it out of the way of everyone else. And so they're looking really, really solid. They're already getting the first two ads to about 50%. This is Feludius and
Took that one guy
this
down
is
fast.
Be basically an only elemental fight. This is fire and ice. Interestingly, the ones F and I are backwards. Feludius is the fire one, and Ignatius. Feludius is the ice one. Ignatius is the fire one, and they're gonna need to bring these down. Visp goes down on the side of Progress.
On the Progress side too, yeah. Well, what's interesting is Progress did not lust that trash.
We lost all of them.
Just saved it.
Oh, we're gaining one back.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, one team is looking pretty good.
Yeah, one's definitely looking good.
Oh, brutal there. Seeing that wipe. Do you think that's going to set them back? I mean, they already were struggling a little bit, but catching up with that progress. But how much time do you think this is going to cost them, Craigs?
It's going to be a big one. I'm sure they have some kind of wipe protection. If they do, they can match
that
right
silence.
They didn't finish the trash back, though, so that's actually going to hurt time pretty decently right here.
Yeah, this is a lot more.
Which I hope they do.
This is a lot more painful than the wipe earlier. The wipe earlier, they had wipe protection in the sense that they could mass res and just it costs you maybe 10 seconds.
It's not.
Yeah,
they win every time because nobody understands.
But Noda is
like
already
they all do it and then they all zerg them. Like we're zerging while they're zerging our other ones. We're not defending.
Around 25% each. All of the ads will just
need to go take one. Everybody take one.
Like they don't really
or
have
zerg
much
two.
Of white protection over on the side of Progress. Cap running back into the raid, and he will just stealth his way over to everyone, mass res, and get things going. Whereas none of the above gets their second luster, the time warp popping, which doesn't do anything because they're sated, but maybe somewhat no one actually is getting anything out of it, but might as well go for it. But Noda or Progress on the left side has to deal with all of those ads that they put in so much damage into. They spent a lot of time trying to deal with those, and they were all around like 11% HP. That's a huge time loss there, as Noda is
still very surprised they didn't lost that trash back. Definitely was. We saw Noda lost it and had no problems with it.
It's a super intimidating trash pack too. I think as anyone that's done this raid, that it's so easy to slightly overpull in that room. Like you usually try to take it as easy and slow as possible, and if things go wrong, your entire raid wipes. They literally just took it all at one time, bloodlust, and sent it, and moving on towards Cho'Gall. We'll see if they end up
coming up right now.
Anything here.
The skip coming up from Noda right here. This is a skip we were talking about earlier. It could easily be messed up, but they look like they got it going. He's going to pull to the left where everybody runs to the right. It runs through it, so they're dodging between both packs in the middle, so they're going to Cho'Gall top pulling any trash. You got to be careful on the fight because you don't want to body aggro the side mobs, which you shouldn't have any problems with by this tanking right
See,
here.
now we kill them all,
Yep,
and
it very
now
much limits the amount of space you have
now they'll
in this room. They
respawn
have
down there.
trash packs on their left, their right, and all the way behind them. So you can't really move around during this boss fight if you're doing this strategy. You're just going straight into the boss. Literally, they have not fought one pack of trash. Or they did. They won one pack. That is unavoidable. That's quite literally all. And I believe Progress will be doing the same thing when they get there. They have Ignatius and Faludius down to 70-ish, 65%, which are the first 2 bosses out of 4 that they need to deal with for the council fight. So the first phase of the council fight, they'll go through 3 phases, take out the first 2, then fight the second 2 individually or together, I guess, and then the bosses will combine. So Noda is looking very, very solidly ahead. That wipe definitely cost them quite a bit of time. Look, from your perspective, how does this look, seeing what's going on so far today?
Oh, I mean, progress, they're going to have to make some progress and hope that maybe there is a fumble over on Noda's side, right? That was a big time block for them. And I don't know if they were thinking maybe we need to use or we want to use this Bloodlust for something at a different timing, so we don't want to use it on this pack, but it obviously cost them. They're working on it now. We're seeing Cho'Gall as well get to around that halfway point. So it very much looks like Noda is going to be the first one moving on to Throne of the Four Winds. But I mean, it's not done yet, right? Both of these teams have the chance to continue going through this. And I mean, I don't know, Starth, do you think that there are any points where Progress might be able to make up some time in the next 2 raids?
I think that Blackwing Descent has a lot more trash and therefore a lot more skips. Every single one of these skips can be messed up in the tiniest way. One person does one thing wrong and everything goes off. And it's interesting that we don't think we used Bloodlust on the side of Progress. So it looks like they're saving Bloodlust to use to finish the phase of the last spot or of the council fight, whereas we're seeing Cho'Gall getting bloodlusted, moving into the final phase. In the final phase of Cho'Gall, below 25%, they will actually just drag him to the throne, and I believe both teams will end up doing this. You'll pretty much just fight the boss on the throne, use some CDs for the raid itself to be able to keep everyone alive. And this boss is actually interesting because he makes you kind of throw up, and if you throw up on people, you do damage to them, you actually hurt everybody. So you have like this little timer that you'll need to just face away, but on 10 man they can just burn this down just as fast as they want. Thompson doing insane amounts of damage, and now they will actually all hearth out and head towards throne. So they're going to be moving here quickly. That is the first raid done. And on heroic, there is one more secret boss at the end, but again, we are doing these on normal because of these teams having so low gear. And so now we are seeing a little bit of a catch up on Progress's side, the boss going down pretty quickly, but is it enough? They're definitely gonna need to catch up. They're gonna be waiting here to do another skip, I believe, and I'm not sure. Maybe they're gonna fight this. Okay, now it was pulled. It was
right
pulled
now, yeah.
Okay.
They're waiting for the hunter. Another thing about this fight was that with that throwing up thing is there's a mechanic that gives corruption. If you stand in mechanics, the Cho'Gall gives you corruption. You have a bar on your screen. It goes up over time. And every 20 corruption, a different thing happens. And one of them is that you would throw up. The last one is if you have too much corruption, you're just spitting out shadow bolts at your friends and stuff. So it's pretty cool. I love that mechanic.
Yeah. Moving directly into Throne, we have the first pull on Throne and Cho'Gall on the left. Progress is doing a ton of damage over here on Cho'Gall. And for Throne is one of those interesting ones where it's like you get a lot of gear, but the second fight in Throne it's a long one. It can be a trek, and especially with the gear differential, the DPS we saw when they were head-to-head exactly on the same fights, Progress actually made up a ton of time by just killing bosses faster. So they definitely have more of a situation when there's something that has a crazy amount of HP, kind of a damage sponge, where they can catch up even just there outside of using different speedrunning techniques.
Yeah, Progress getting kind of close to these ads, though. If anybody moves a couple yards, they're pulling these extra trash packs. Surely be a wipe.
Yeah.
Well, you got to be careful here.
That's
One
the
four wins
sketchy
is
thing.
such a fun fight where you're fighting the boss and you have to jump over to the other platform to hit the boss in the intermissions. I love Thunder 4 wins. I like it way more than I thought it really would too. Like you said, really good loot drops from both bosses in here, so it could help them out a lot. And they have their bags full of gems and enchants and everything ready to put that piece of gear on if they get it.
Yeah, exactly. And they're moving on to the final boss using Bloodlust here on the side of None of the Above to fight Nazir. They're taking him down. Progress actually has lusted already on Cho'Gall. Instead of lusting during the final phase of Cho'Gall, they're lusting early. And so their damage is just very solid. They're very confident in being able to deal with the DPS check of the final phase, which is the only thing that's scary in here is going to be getting the boss down before you get overwhelmed, because you really do have such a limited amount of space in the room. As you can see that they are, like you were mentioning, if they move 3 steps to the right or 2 steps to behind them, they will over aggro and pull things. And we do have the boss going down on the side of Noda, everyone getting onto the final platform within Throne. Throne is this short raid, 2 bosses. Alakir is a really fun fight, but this boss has a crazy amount of HP.
I noticed so far both guilds have been just solo healing everything, which I and she'll definitely be doing until probably Neff, I would imagine.
Yeah, just the Holy Paladin and the Blood DK. We can actually see on the healing meters on the side of Noda right now, the Blood DK. Windy is almost healing as much as Holy Paladin Sway is healing. Like the Blood DKs can heal basically half of everyone else. The damage numbers over on the side of Progress look phenomenal, and they're getting quite a bit of blue. Xander getting his shoulders that might be able to turn that in. Yeah, they might have time to turn that in, but already at 70% over on Alakir, taking him down.
Very long fight. One of the longer fights in the tier too. Such a long fight.
Yeah, what's your favorite strategy taking down this fight? What do you think they're going to employ as they're dodging these tornadoes, these twisters that are coming around?
Well, usually you would have to spread out a lot on heroic because you have these ads that come up that do like actual a lot of damage, but on normal you can kind of just have the tank pick them up and you guys just ignore them and slap the boss. Just a very long fight, as you can tell, and that if one mess up, you just have to redo the fight. It takes time. I can't see anybody. Like I said, I don't think anybody's really gonna wipe on the bosses. If you see, it's just gonna be like crash back, stuff like you saw earlier with the wipe.
Yeah. Progress making up time. They're already fighting the boss inside here. They got in here really quickly. Within seconds, they are instantly pulling the boss, which makes sense. You can see those tornadoes, those twisters on the right side, just moving around the room. Basically, you just need to dodge. There's a little bit of an opening as those move around, and they're moving into phase 2 at 25% on Alakir for None of the Above, which is a really cool section where he breaks the platform, kind of reminiscent of Malagos fight in Wrath of the Lich King, where he breaks the platform and now you have to be flying, where these squads will start. It looks like they're starting from the bottom, and the boss will kind of like on a z-axis, just like you'll need to move up and down as the boss either knocks you away or puts lightning where everything is on. So as they move together, they blow this up incredibly fast. Actually, that 25% was nothing. Wow, the difference between heroic and normal on HP values on this fight has got to be crazy, because that was insanely fast. Olando at 30k DPS. He has gotten.
We knew Olando would be slapping too, yeah, and he's got 2 pieces of loot since the raids have started as well, big pieces.
Yep, and there is a teleporter Murloc right outside, so they'll move right into Blackwing Descent. It'd be interesting to see what they go with. There is quite a bit of RNG that can happen in here that'll save you a bit of time, and that RNG will mostly come with what will either be the first or second boss, because they can decide which direction to go. They can either go right towards Magma, or they can go towards the Omnitron defense crew. And if you get one of the bosses that you prefer, because those bosses can buff you, if you get a good one, you'll save a ton of time. So we'll see what happens here, and we'll see if they even end up fighting any of the trash. It looks like you do have to fight one. Yeah, you do have to fight one, the first pack, but it looks like they soothe the ones on the left, or on the right, and you need to fight these so that you can even fight the boss. So there is two trash packs. These grudges, they're kind of scary. It's one pull, but they're definitely scary. You usually split them up like you're seeing here, because they will run to the person like kind of furthest from them. They'll run to the other tank, and they'll start doing like a whirlwind. That's a frontal. That's not also perfectly a frontal that absolutely can delete people. It's actually unironically funnily entertaining, or very scary too. And Progress over here on Alakir at 62%. They already have Bloodlusted as well. They're in Bloodlust right now, similar to how we saw the DPS over on Noda. They're looking at 30,000 DPS from the big pumpers. How is this towards your expectations so far as we see Noda about to pull the first boss Magma in Black Wind Descent, Crix?
I mean, it's my expectations besides the progress wipe. So that's pretty much where we're at now. I think Magma's going to melt here. I know there's been bugs on the server, which I'm not sure if they fixed, where Magma slams his head the other direction. That would suck. I don't know if they fixed it yet. That was something that happened last week, so hopefully we don't see that. If they do, then I can slow them down a little bit. This is about where it is for the Noda side of things, yeah. I'm going to see if progress can catch up a little bit as they go to Alec here, who's kind of melting. Like you said, that last 25%, usually a very long fight. It's kind of crazy. I forget the difference myself on normal and heroic because we don't do normal much. See how fast the bosses are melting.
Yeah, and it's a good showcase of, like we mentioned yesterday, you don't need a lot of gear to be able to do these dungeons. There's a lot of within the community wanting everyone to have full prebis to even enter into a normal mode, but we're seeing these people that started out with very, very undergeared characters, did 1 day of heroics, not even a second day of heroics, 1 world tour, and now are literally speed running through this, taking Alakira out, all doing 25k DPS. They don't have that one warrior that was the giga pump on this fight with Olondo, but that was because there's so much cleave that you can do too. So we're seeing Magma at 56%, and all right, thrown down. Progress is going to move in and try to catch up now. They're a little bit behind, but there's a lot of places where they can make that time up.
Yeah. Enter with 2 set, looks like. You got the tier early, so you got the gloves and the shoulders. Or double shoulders?
Yeah, so they both squads went with giving the tier pieces to hunters. Actually, it looks like both squads ended up giving
time to really go
pieces.
turn it in though. To be honest, like they're not gonna. I can't see them going all the way to the vendor to go get it right now when they're just in a hurry. So
yeah,
they're already in there.
Here on the side of Noda, it looks like Progress going the same direction. They're going to do the same thing. They're actually going over towards Magma. They are actually. Progress is fighting this chain wielder. Instead of skipping it like we saw from Noda. Noda actually skipped this. Well, Bloodlust during the exposed head, which will ignore the last phase of Magma. The boss taking extra damage here. They're literally going to burn down the boss. And now we're going to see if they're going to deal with any of the trash moving towards Omnitron defense system. But the first boss down on the side of none of the above. Whereas Progress is now pulling in the drudges to deal with them while the chain wielder is at about 10%. It looks like they're even stacking them and cleaving, which is a big thing that they would only be able to pull off because Visp got so much gear. As Cab is moving out towards the left side, you'll see that Cab will get charged here in a second, but the stack and cleave will increase their damage, obviously, because you're hitting 2 targets at once. That's all effective damage. As long as Cab can live, and they're just using a Blessing of Sacrifice over there on him, it looks like everyone's going to be fine. That's actually very clean. And a skip here
they kind of killed that
Noda.
first drudge.
Dagger.
Yeah. Skip here from Noda, and they got Arcanotron first. So Snurk does go down. He might get Battle Res during the fight. Actually, definitely does get Battle Res during the fight. Snurk did pull all of the trash before Omnitron defense system over to the side. They used Bloodlust initially right away. Arcanotron is one of those bosses I was mentioning that does buff the raid. So if he drops the pool, there it is. This is going to be where everyone just gets into and does so much damage. This is a huge, huge advantage, and that is pure RNG, just getting lucky that this was the boss that was active. They are just like gonna take it. This is something that within the speedrunning community, you're probably gonna see a lot of guilds like reset the dungeon before even starting to make sure that you have either Arcanotron or the poison one to fight it first. But yeah, already down to 56%. They are just absolutely blasting. Look at the DPS here, 40,000.
They got another pull right off rip too.
Oh my god!
Nice. Yeah, another one right our way. Gotta be careful not to blow up the shield. Don't know how much damage you would do on normal.
I think they're just gonna.
We're gonna find out.
They got the poison next. They literally got both of the 2 that they really like. This is double the damage. The bosses are now.
These guys are getting so lucky.
If you're in the acid pools, you actually do take more damage, but so does the boss.
They couldn't get. They basically got the 2 bosses just handed to them.
The bosses taking extra damage. They burn through the shield. All of these bosses, once they phase, they go into it. They put a shield on, and you can see their kind of energy bars right below their HP bars. Once their energy bars get to halfway or full, they get a shield, and you usually don't burn through them because the shield, all of the shields have a different unique mechanic, but they do a ton of damage to you. And we're gonna see another skip. They're skipped out because they had to skip in here. this is where we're actually going to see probably even another one. We're going to try to see where the groups decide to go. Whereas Progress is now at 50% on Magma. You can see that Stead was dealing with those ads that spawn on this boss. Here we're going to see, instead of waiting for the elevator on the right side, are they going to rocket
Oh, they
boot
didn't
in?
do
Are
it.
they going to slow
Yeah, so I thought they
fall?
were going to do the rocket boot parachute.
Yeah, it looks like they actually just waited for it, and they're just going to run through kind of
Just skip this,
slowly.
because usually you can do this. That's why probably the priest is up there real quick ahead of everyone else. Where is everyone else, actually? What is that?
That's the question, right?
Oh, they all wait on the elevator. Yeah, they're letting him get ahead so they can do the suit skip, I'd imagine, on the dragon. These dragons take a long time to kill, too. It's a good skip for them.
It's something that I think every group should really do, is you can just soothe skip these dragons like every time. Yeah, like you were mentioning, they have a ton of HP. They take way longer than necessary to take down. So they're actually in an unlucky position right there and having to wait for it. Make sure that everyone gets across. Vasco makes the jump. Doesn't look like the dragon got brought in. And we're going to see on the side of Progress, what is the order of the bosses that they deal with. But that's like a lot of luck. Moving into Chimeron here on the side of None of the Above, they're entire boss ahead right now, and they had literally, that was like the most beautiful RNG you could possibly have.
Let's see what Progress.
Are they going to skip this? It looks like they are. Yeah, they're pretty much most of these skips, and they do have Arcanotron also. Yep. So it looks like most of these skips that they're gonna do is gonna be the hunter skips. Almost always you do a hunter skip because you can basically immune any damage, and you can get away with feigning and getting back up. We did see Snurk go down doing that skip on the side of None of the Above, but Progress doing it.
So one great thing about hunters is the feint death and stuff.
Chimeron, but that's just one of the boss mechanics, where the boss brings you basically down to 0%. And so just literally, it's actually looking really, really clean here from both
rusty
sides.
trombone
Everyone
rifles.
is looking really, really juicy. And the damage, look at the damage over here.
You don't know what a rusty trombone is. You should probably not look it up.
Brooke, does anything stand out to you? What are you thinking about everything going on so far today?
Oh, I mean, it's been such a ride. Progress having that wipe was so unfortunate, especially because they came in such a strong place, having taken the world first recently, having come off of previous victories against Noda. But Noda came in and they're going, hey, we might not be progging all the way through Cataclysm, but we are going to go out with a bang until our next chapter, right? We're gonna still be doing things clearly, but we're gonna do this Cataclysm raid and absolutely annihilate it, and we're seeing them do exactly that.
Great
but Progress
here.
Also bringing those deeps. They are not out of the running yet, and I just really hope that they can continue to narrow this margin, and we can see both of these groups coming up on Neff. I mean, it looks like we have deaths on both sides about to happen here, Crix.
That's actually part of the mechanic for the boss. There's a mechanic that knocks everybody down to 10k health, so it's part of the mechanic. It just looks like they're about to die doing it. Ours did just kill Arcatron. They're gonna need something to happen with Noda to be able to catch up to them at this point. If Noda just keeps doing this clean, there are a handful of skips left, so you can see, but these skips are kind of harder to mess up. And like I said earlier in the beginning of the broadcast, like Twilight, Bastard and Twilight is where the skips, those skips are harder to do. These ones are kind of.
Why not need anything else?
I feel like this one,
everything
right now.
Snurk, and Snurk gets dazed. This is actually one of the more intimidating ones. The entire group wants to get by, but will he be able to get out of position and stay alive in time? Gets charged here. He's gonna go down, but did everybody make it by? I think so. Thompson also.
That's fine because they can just mask those up top right there.
Yeah. That one is
the other direction.
It's funny watching these speedrunners.
Just going the other direction right away. Did they rocket?
See, I think speedrunning's super cool if everybody on the teams, that's what they're doing, you know. But when you go into regular dungeons and you're like, I'm gonna do a speedrunning, and nobody knows what the hell you're doing, like, come on, dude.
For how long you will be able to immune the damage as the hunter.
Not everybody likes the speed run. Some people like to just chill, take the time.
Progress go for. Now we're seeing
None of the Above
is moving in, or Progress moving into Maloriak, which is another.
I love watching this stuff though.
A ton of damage. This is another boss that has a mechanic where he can.
I mean, because it's new. I've never done it. I mean, I've never tried to go fast. I always dissect it.
This is so fun as a DPS because they all can just get pumped down, and like literally. Archimedes is going to be the same thing too, whereas Noda is dealing with these packs. You have to fight 2 separate packs before fighting the boss here for the right side. So is trash you have to deal with. Everyone's going to have to deal with it. And as you take down each of the mobs, there's like 4 in each pack. The rest of the group that you're fighting gets a buff and gets brought back to 100% HP when you take down one of them, and they also get a buff of whatever the mechanic of each of the mobs was. But the first pack is going down here on the side of Noda. Well, Meloria is at 33%. They're like
Lux melting right now.
bleeding it.
There we
Notice
go.
Yolanda's damage. Yolanda's fan favorite. Just got a harder rage, by the way, too. One of the best trinkets for him, too. He's actually got like 4 pieces of loot from the raid alone.
Oh wow, so
Yeah,
they're
he's
already getting some good loot.
He's
ultra kitted. DJ has pain suppression on him while he's tanking here. He took a ton of damage on the rip of this pull. They went instantly. They didn't wait for his debuff to go away. And look at that, Meloriak. It does have a lot of ads that spawn, but on Progress's side, they're literally not going to deal with anything ever. And you don't really need to get into a phase where you need to burn those down. They're just pure DPS on the boss in this competition. And now that boss is down. They're catching up. It's going to depend on how well they can pull off that skip that we saw get a little bit sketchy from the side of None of the Above. Stead running ahead of the rest of the group. And we're going to see, oh, they are going to the left now. So they are going to do a similar situation. And yeah, kind of going to the similar situation, going towards, which boss was it that they fought first? Yeah. This is a long distance, though. It feels like you lose a little bit of time in transit time going all the way to the left instead of just moving in one like direction. But they'll probably have someone move and initiate an F right away, and everyone else just try to jump right down. Progress is about to pull Chimeron, or already made it all the way towards Chimeron. And you're going to see Stead initiate the boss fight. You have to run to the back, and you have to release this little gnome or goblin guy, gnome. And then we are going to see this boss on the right side is one of the coolest bosses, I think. There is this RP where they have to wait here while RP happens, but the boss comes down. It's a blind dragon, and you have to use these gongs around the room to basically stop him or stun him from doing his abilities, because obviously as a blind thematic boss he is susceptible to sound damage. But using the gongs also creates the boss getting weakened and taking more damage. So they're gonna probably use up the gongs as much as they can. These ancient dwarven shields we're seeing. So this boss will take like insane amounts of damage once they start using it. They'll just end up chaining it too, because I think you might have an unlimited number when you aren't fighting it on heroic. So the boss,
it's the same amount. You just have half those when you're on heroic, but since it's just normal, they have all the gongs. The gongs also reset sound. You can't tell, but there's a sound meter that everybody has, and some mechanics give you sound, like you see these swirlies going on the ground. You run into it, it gives you sound. Your sound goes up. You can use the gongs. Typically used during searing flames on the ground, and it also resets sound. And then you'll use it in the air as well.
Yeah, I'm curious if they're even going to get an air phase. They're pumping this down. Chimeron already at 23%. The DPS on the side of Progress is actually, I feel much higher. So they're catching up quickly. They definitely can catch up, although Archimedes is already at 40% also. Chimeron going down, literally Progress will just have to kill Archimedes. They do have to deal with the trash pack, which is what sets
the long one.
Yeah, so they just have to do one skip here, which we'll see in a second, to see if they deal with a trash pack in between getting to the next boss. But they all have just that last boss, Archimedes, before moving on to Nefarian, which, as we mentioned earlier, is going to be the scariest one. Cab is ahead of the rest of the group. Cab probably is actually going to pull everything and then run to the side. The patrol is really nice. You can see it on the left side where the patrol is really close to the entrance room. And I believe, some people get aggro I think they're going to do a death skip then. It looks like they're going to actually have everyone go down. And since Cab made it through past everything, they will actually resurrect everyone inside. So yep, that is what we're seeing here on the side of Progress, a death skip where Archimedes is in his air phase. Like I said, he
barely got an air phase. Did you see that? He went up in the air at 9%. Yeah. Like they barely got an air phase with that.
They're taking it down, and this will now be moving on towards Nefarian, which is, this is like a absolute blast. They are moving so quickly, and again, they have so little gear. They have done one round of heroics. That's it. And the rest of it is just fresh characters. 316, 333 is the type of gear that they're using. And it really just like brutally shows that with clean play, you can absolutely get through all of this really quick. Snurk also doing another skip for the rest of the group. So they have to run
Did an
through.
amazing job with these skips today too.
Yes. Yeah, very, very clean. As long as no one gets threat, Thompson makes it through. He's a little bit scared in the back there. Snurk is gonna make it in. And yeah, so actually no, they don't have Neff. They have to deal with Maloriak. So they're actually really, really close. This is actually a lot tighter of a race. But Maloriak did get deleted on the side of Progress. We're going to see if Noda is able to do that too. Whereas Progress on the left is dealing with that trash pack, the first one that I said.
So the trash pack takes so long too. It sucks. It takes forever to kill that trash pack because there's 4 ads, but you can't cleave them because when one dies, the other ones just heal back up. So there's no point in cleaving. So you're just spamming single target in one, kill them, and then go through all 4.
Yeah, seeing all of these skips, seeing how they're pulling everything, Rook, from the side of like someone who's playing mostly retail and other games like with MDI and everything, does this remind you of that at all? Or like what is your takeaway from this competition so far?
Oh, absolutely.
She's like, I'm just
that
here for the
same kind of
ride.
hype, that pressure, that every second counts, watching as they're trying to figure out where they can go ahead and recoup.
She's
this.
like,
It's the exact same
I
thing.
mean, because
And you
of
might
Classic,
think, hey,
not
maybe I
because
love Mythic
she's an
Plus
accomplished
in
player. I'm not
retail, but
saying
being
that.
able to see
Not
on
saying
the
that.
opposite
I'm
side
just
that
saying
even if
that
you're mostly a
she
retail
doesn't
player,
know a lot
Classic
about
still has so
Classic.
much to offer, and you can get similar experiences by doing these kinds of challenges. It's brilliant to see, and you can also just witness how much time and energy and skill both of these teams have put in with Progress and None of the Above. Because man, just looking at them execute, like you were saying, it's not just about the gear, it's also about what you bring to the table, about your own skills and knowledge with the game. And it's awesome to see them just tackle these as they continue to just power through. It gets me hyped. I'm like, I want a speedrunning Classic now, Sarth.
Crazy how if you see the time at the bottom, how close on all these bosses that their kill times are. They're like a few seconds apart besides the dragons and the council wipe area. In the council wipe area, times on all the kills are so close.
Some of them are exactly the same. Look at Alec here, it's 2 minutes and 33 seconds. And that is a fight that can be really, really long. Maloriak getting down to 8%. As we're seeing Thompson, like I mentioned earlier, I said that like you do have you kind of have RP on the last fight, right? Like on Nefarian, you do have an RP you have to deal with right at the beginning of that to even initiate the fight. They do take down Maloriak. Thompson got into position. I think he's going to go forward. Yes, he does, to get there as fast as he possibly can. So as long as this is very clean, he's going to click this little orb and everyone's going to be like ready to go. And Thompson into position. Right as it's initiated, gonna get the click. He's gonna just die here. Yeah, he's actually
because he uses invis to go through here, so they're just gonna res him down with the boss.
Yep. So they're gonna be ready now. They need to make it through another skip a little bit to get into position. Vasco did aggro. I think Vasco accident. Oh, you know what it was? He went for the soothe and it might have resisted. So
yeah.
I think they would rather do a death
a couple
skip
seconds.
they might actually deal.
It's
with
funny
this.
up here. We like separated it.
This is where
Horde took this hill and is keeping Ally away, and Ally's down there.
Down it.
It's so funny. Everybody's just watching.
HP, so much HP. It's possible as long like Progress is only 40% behind, right? On one boss that takes extra damage. They have bloodlusted, but this boss takes a ton of damage. They're gonna see how low they can get it before it air phases. Again, like you said, that Noda got it down to 9% before it went into an air phase.
Before it's in the air, yeah. See if it's anywhere close to the same. Definitely did buy him some time on here, but I don't know.
What do you think?
They still gotta do another skip and click the orb. I mean, I think the only thing that can happen is a Neff wipe. Or something bad to happen on Neff, but I don't see that happening. How good Noda is as well. Definitely let Progress catch up.
On Nefarian here, you fight on Nixia right at the beginning. 2 bosses that you deal with in classic World of Warcraft, Nefarian and Onyxia. Really exciting that they brought him back in such a cool way. What strategy do you think they're going to employ here? Because this is actually a unique fight that you can deal with different things.
The Progress is running there right now. Noda's going to get Nixia low, separate him, and start fighting Neff like you typically would see. You want to ignore all the ads that are coming up here. And then they're just going to wait for the portal phase when they can get on the pedestal. Now they're going to get Nixia low as they can get it, and then let her live, and then go on Neff. Look, they're separating, though. Looks like they're keeping them stacked up. Progress says the same skip they just saw. It looks like they might have to fight the pack as well.
I think they're going to do a death skip
Or the
again
death
as
skipping with the
well.
soul spawn,
I
I think.
believe
Yeah.
Cab, yeah, I think Cab got ahead and got to a safe place. So I think they're going to have to do that again. Actually, Noda took down Onyxia right away. They didn't even wait for phase 2 or to like do more damage to Nefarian. Once you take Onyxia down, you enter into phase 2, maybe phase 3, where you have to, the room fills with this lava and you have to get on these little platforms. And then you have to take down these ads that are constantly casting an AoE blast wave, like just on repeat. So you need to interrupt all of them, be assigned to the 3 different platforms where people can DPS the boss Nefarian, but you can see he's at 94%. Every 10% HP on Nefarian, he will do a lightning AoE that just does insane amounts of damage to the raid. So you can actually get a little bit
Those
more
abs
scared.
melted just now.
Yeah, this boss is getting
Crazy.
pumped. They're gonna phase it right now. They're gonna probably use raid-wide CDs on every one of those 10% swaps, whereas the boss is gonna be tanked probably by Windy, and then DJ will just pick up any of the ads that respawn from phase 1.
It looks like Noda has this secured unless something goes horrifically wrong right now. It's kind of hard to happen right now, so it's gonna be close, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. And they're melting
Yeah,
next year right now. Jeez.
AMS going out for Noda on the right side, using the anti-magic zone so that everyone runs in during that phase transition. You're seeing Snurk move in also another 10%. Every 10% is intimidating. On the side over here for Progress, you see the same thing. Onyxia at 1%. They're actually... Did they end up keeping it alive? No, they took Onyxia down also right away, and then they're going to move into phasing Nefarian. The lava filling up the room, getting onto their platforms, and they're just going to down Nefarian. The normal strategy, you don't really need to try to cheese damage onto Nef by splitting up the bosses in phase 1. It kind of... It ends up costing more time, but it makes the fight easier, which on Heroic is really, really sketchy. And you see DJ just sitting in position here, waiting for these ads to respawn. If these hit you, they do so much damage. He's going to kite them around slowly, Snurk through a frost trap over there, and he's face taking all of them.
Yeah, he's just tanking all of them. They got a lot of help if they need to slow it. I've been seeing a Ring of Frost out once. Other than that, I don't want to have too much. Look at his damage. Look at his health. I mean, his health is like not even moving from these, where normally they would just be chunking here.
Yeah, as long as these don't get enraged, if they do hit that fire, they will just end up like pretty much just being beasts. He's moving them perfectly and making sure that they're on the side of Nefarian, because Nefarian also does a frontal breath, but the rest of the group is pumping 33%, and they use Bloodlust. Full send. The boss is going to be taking so much damage here, and DJ is just going to keep moving around the room, while at the same time Windy moves where the boss is facing around the room. And again, since the boss takes more damage, they're going to get another lightning shock in like a couple seconds, where they have to use big CDs to keep the raid up. They've already used their Aura Mastery. They've already used their DSAC. They do have an Aura Mastery. They have a Spirit Link, and so we'll see if anything needs to happen here, but they are pumping it 6%, 5%. None of the above is looking really juicy here. That huge time cost. There it is. That is the W for Noda, solidifying the win for the speedrunners. Congratulations to none of the above for taking this competition. What do you think lost it? I was gonna say, but what do you think lost it there for Progress? That was crazy.
What do you think? I mean, what do you think? It's the white. I think that I think they should have lusted the pack before Council. That was the big one, right? Obviously, the elemental pack.
Ah, fucking ally.
Almost cleared it all, but
I knew it as soon as they would leave. As soon as they would leave, they're like,
"Look at us, we're so tough. Oh, we're gonna kill everybody."
There's a couple things like they didn't soothe that first Drudge. I don't know if that's 50% Nef difference on time, but it would have helped a little bit.
Who was that guy that just
skip.
attacked?
I mean, the wipe that we saw right after or right before Council.
This guy right here.
That's like that was the defining factor of it. Like we said in the beginning, both these guilds are the best at what they do, and it's going to go down to who messes up a trash pack, and that's Argus is the one who messed it up.
They were, but man, this was close, and it was amazing to see how much time Progress was able to get, like watching that just narrow down and narrow down as they got into Nefarian, even with Noda having such a lead. I mean, Noda, they are our champions, they are our Dragon Slayers here with the Dragon Slayer challenge that we had. But at the same time, I mean, Progress, great showing, bringing it up, getting Nefarian now down to 10%. And even though they did not win this particular one, I have no doubt they're going to keep showing all of their skills, while none of the above gets to just absolutely bask in this victory. And I mean, Sarth, you have to be happy because you were over here like, yeah, I'm in Noda. I might be cheering for them. I mean, are you excited to see them bring this home?
I am. I think it's just gonna be it's like the competition today. It's like a friendly competition that's gonna be like a fun, like little jab. Like Holy Palace Way is gonna go in and get so many world records with Progress. He just went in and got the world first with Progress. A lot of players are all gonna like do little jabs at each other. This is a great showing from both teams, and it really did come down to exactly what we were thinking. It's can you pull off all of the skips perfectly? And it was really. I'm curious when we end up talking to some of the teams is did they decide not to bloodlust that pull specifically because of all of the gear that Visp got, right? Because this allowed them to say we can actually pull off living during that pull, even though originally we were thinking of pulling the whole room and using bloodlust to make it more consistent. Now we are pretty geared on both the healer and the main tank. Let's just go for it and use that bloodlust on the boss to save some time. Instead, it was either saving time or survivability. That risk reward factor is everything in speedruns, and choosing that. So I'm just so excited on everything that happened right now.
Yeah, it was fun to watch.
Yeah,
I knew it would go down to
absolutely.
the skips and the trash packs, and there we are. It was a skip and a trash pack. They'd had the same routing for all the dungeons or the raids, except for where they went right and Blackwing Descent versus left, and that seemed to give them some more time too because they caught up a little bit, but it just wasn't enough. Not the clear from that wipe. The wipe takes too long. The resing, the buffing afterwards.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. And even with that little bit of a mistake towards the end over on Noda's side, right? They had to fight that dragon. Took a little bit of extra time they weren't expecting. That narrowed it, but it wasn't enough to totally close that gap, even with Progress's huge deeps. I mean, they just weren't able to bring it home. But, I mean, Noda had such a clean run otherwise and just went through one after the other, just executing. And, I mean, we talked a lot about the skips and how that might be some of the most interesting of the gameplay elements, right? Normal, the bosses are pretty much going to play out the same way. You just have to get through them. Although with the eye level, as we even saw on Progress's side, there's still a margin where they can get you and you go down, you wipe, right? But Crix, did you see anything with the skips that stood out to you? Anything that was new? It seems like they were mostly skips you were expecting, right?
Yeah, there's skips that
Oh,
we've seen
little
that we
dog.
do in our normal raids. I mean, well, the heroic raids that we do in raids. So we kind of knew that both of them would do it. There's nothing too crazy that we saw. I definitely thought, I think Sar thought the same thing. I thought they were going to do the
There
little
you go,
boot,
buddy.
the rocket boot and cloak parachute across the way that we saw from Polar in the race, which was really nice, but they didn't need it. So, yeah, nothing too surprising here at all. Even damage-wise, Orlando's pumping like we thought. The Warlock, Unholy DK, Survival Hunter. Yes, looked good on both teams. Just went down to that one wipe.
Yeah, I'm curious because I know, we all know, right? For a fact, they've definitely timed out that rocket boot and skip, where basically, if anyone doesn't know, that elevator that they waited for at the beginning of this dungeon right here, you can use rocket boots to gain more momentum and speed, and you can use a slow fall and make it all the way across this entire room and move right into the dragon boss. So they really probably timed out and decided that, I mean, they definitely would have timed out everything, right? And decided what would be the fastest potential way to get through this. And none of the above actually just went in here, did more skips, whereas Progress dealt with some trash. They probably even could have caught up. This was incredibly close, but none of the above pulled off more skips, which actually kept leading them ahead even after that wipe, whereas Progress ended up dealing with some of the trash. So that was the big differentiator, is like, fight literally nothing and just fight the bosses, and if you can pull that off, it's gonna work out well.
It did. I mean, it worked out.
That you saw?
Oh, man. I mean, honestly, I was surprised that Progress, personally, I was surprised that Progress had that wipe, right? I mean, like we were saying, the bosses seem to be something that, as long as you know the mechs, these teams, they've run it 1,000 times. Progress
Sorry, I've been so
literally was
distracted
doing the
today. I
work
haven't
first
really.
for it. So, I mean, I was surprised that we
I
saw
was
that wipe, but it
interested
just goes to
on
show
like
again that
more
even on
aspects
normal,
of
when your gear
like
is this
how
low,
this things were doing
you
this, but
can have mistakes that contribute to this. But of course, as we also saw on the flip side of that, you can also still clear the raid. I mean, they came back, they did it second try, and then they made up an enormous amount of time just by playing excellently. But none of the above. They just were so clean. Every single thing that they were doing, it seemed like they really had it down. They had it practiced, and they had really narrowed down that margin for error. And as we see here, the winning team, all of our victors, the Dragon Slayers, standing before our fallen Nefarian.
More.
Crazy is the gear is like these teams just did this in less gear than pretty much anybody in the world probably did it at. By the time the raid came out, nobody had this gear.
Literally.
Yeah. And then like you see Orlando absolutely hard carrying the DPS as a warrior. But minimal gear.
Orlando got like all of the drops though. The crazy, like one thing that is it stands out so much to me is like everyone on this team, the none of the above and progress, but both of these teams are so scripted, so good at speedrunning. There is quite literally no other team in the world that really comes close to them at being able to pull things off. And Noda has forever just been the most consistent at not messing things up. Like back in OG Classic, they would always keep getting world records, and some other team, potentially Progress, sometimes Salad Bakers back in the day, would be on pace
Just
to
want
get
to
a
finish
new
that
world
thing
record and mess one thing up and slightly mess it up.
I'm just gonna come back and kill you again, dude.
Always just been so clean.
I've killed like 3 of them, and they don't get it.
There was literally
and then they laughed at me the first time, and we came back and wiped them. Me and just like 1 or 2 people.
It cost them time, but
and then they brought that fucking Death Knight, and he died and failed. It's just like, dude, I need 1 kill. Hopefully I'll get one at the beginning, and I don't have to go up there.
Well done. None of the above. Our Dragon Slayers, our champions here, and we're coming in for
none
an
of the above
right now with Orlando. And take note, we have our leader and our MVP on the team, and we're so excited to celebrate with you. Congrats on this victory, both of you.
We are going to switch over here in a second.
Thank you very much.
So, I mean, I know you've just come through this big event.
All right.
You've just come through 2 days of full-on blast and
2
incredible
days.
competition to see.
It was
though,
like
but we have to ask,
4 hours
you know,
and
Alando,
2 hours?
How does it feel
6 hours.
through this and emerging
I know it was so hard.
Here with
It was just so you just can't make it. I get it.
Feels pretty good. I don't know if we really expected it because like
All
a
right,
lot of us or a lot of my team didn't even play Cataclysm. Like they didn't plan on playing Cataclysm. So it kind of feels good to come in and beat Progress, especially since like they won the tier 11 race.
All right, we're gonna pop this off here.
Yeah. And Take, how does it feel? Are you feeling good coming off of this victory?
I'm feeling incredibly good. I am looking forward to my burger later tonight for sure.
That's what I was gonna say.
We asked him yesterday what would he do with the money, and he said get a burger. That's what he said.
Yeah, just 1 burger. You know, $30,000. That'll buy you more than 1, I think. Like we said.
Yeah. Are you gonna get a webcam, Orlando? How are you gonna celebrate after winning this? Congratulations on the dub. How does it feel? And yeah, what are you gonna do now? Like, what's the rest of the day look like?
I gotta
I'm going to Disneyland.
Because this is all I do.
Okay.
That's actually pretty funny.
Amazing.
true.
Well, you know, Take, I hope you enjoy your burger, and Orlando, I hope you enjoy, you know, everything coming up and celebrating yourself, honestly. You know, we wanted to ask, Take, so obviously we brought leader of the team on, yourself, but we also have the MVP, so you gave Orlando MVP on the team, and we're curious.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys, for coming. It was great. Let's see. We're gonna do. Let me flip over here. Like that. Check out what Xbox is doing. Okay. Jeez. Of course, there's no sound. 1 second here. Oh, it was set up earlier. Fine. And then I change it and it goes, no, I don't want to do it. Too bad. Too bad. Come on.
emergency, but disaster.
That should work.
Now the worst seems to be over.
Alright, now to go fix that. Oh my gosh, dude. Everything is just messing up on this thing. Nothing seems to be working on my stream, apparently. I can't move. There we go. Stupid Streamlabs, seriously. And now it's taking it off. That's why it started moving. Oh, good job, Streamlabs. I love it. Alright, let's
Did your father ever tell you why my bones ache in the weather? War. Their soldiers killed everyone.
I do not fear our enemy. They talk of peace and dream of war. Our people deserve to be freed of the oppressor's grasp.
Vengeance is a lonely path now, eh? Believe me, there are other ways to heal.
People so quick to abuse their power do not deserve to keep it.
There is much we will learn from each other, Yasuke. You can see when two people fit, when they will be better together.
There is no honor.
Alright, sorry about that. I had my mic muted. I was just adjusting everything. Sorry it took so long. I was explaining better stuff, though.
Together.
So, yep, we're all good to go.
Back to the people.
Скіфе, радий тебе бачити, друже. Валимо звідси. Ви тільки погляньте на це. Край, чарівний край, черемоша і пруда. Ти моя любов, ти рідна матінко моя. Жива.
Координати закинув.
It was my last quest. And besides that other Death Knight, he thinks he's so cool. I don't even think that warrior was involved in that whole battle, but I'm not gonna let him pick on him. You know what I mean? Like, especially that Death Knight. That Death Knight would go forever if I wasn't mage busting him. If he would have focused on me, he probably would have killed us both. Alright, let's see, what do we got here? What game is this? Oops. What the hell's the graveyard? God, I had to wait to res. I guess I could just go res.
That is just the key.
Час можливостей.
Here, we'll just do this.
Усі ці жертви, усі ці смерті. Який в них сенс?
Yes, нет.
Зона така, якою бачиш її ти. Я ж показав тобі, якою я її бачу. Іди своїм шляхом, і тоді ти зможеш побачити зону по-своєму.
We've been honored to partner with GSC Game World, the Ukrainian studio behind Stalker 2. We can't wait for you to experience their game yourselves on September 5th. Today, you've seen amazing games from creators around the world, from both our partners and our own studios, from the biggest blockbusters to original independent games. I hope you enjoy the breadth of titles coming to Xbox. In addition to all these great games, we're introducing a new all-digital Series X and expanding color and storage options across the Series X and S.
This is the new one I've been talking about. It'll have a
These new
it should be out in November.
Alongside the many other devices in our Xbox gaming family,
And it'll have the brand new
choices.
Bluetooth and brand new Wi-Fi and like built into it, the brand new top thing. That's why I want it.
Our own studios and Game Pass at launch.
No more lag.
By bringing your games into the future with our
Should be,
commitment to
of
game
course.
preservation.
Xbox though.
By pushing the technical boundaries in our future hardware and empowering you to play your games anywhere you want on Xbox consoles, PC, and cloud. This is what defines Xbox today and in the future. And we're hard at work.
In other words, you'll never own another Xbox game in your life.
Immediately after Showcase ends, Call of Duty Black Ops 6
Like, you know, to just play offline.
inside Treyarch and Raven for an extended look at what's
Nobody
next
does
in
it
Black
anymore,
Ops.
and everybody's okay with it. But it's
Before we dive into the direct,
okay. So is
we
that
saved
everything?
one more thing.
Oh yeah.
World premiere.
World premiere. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let's go. Come on. Let's see what this is. I want to watch this. Welcome home. Oh, yes. I want this game. I'm gonna play this for sure. This is it was on the other day, on the other showcase. It's not a world premiere. Maybe for this trailer. I didn't see this trailer. Kill him. Think of your brother. Big boy go boom. There you go. Burn out places. Da 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 da. Hold on. That might get muted just because they played that little thing in the background. That's not the one I was thinking of though, but it is the other Gears of War game. Ooh, day one with X. We're gonna play that, chat. I don't know how good it'll be, but we're gonna play it. See if I can't rope like Hellraiser and play in it or something, since it's Gears of War. And I'm gonna go back to questing. What am I doing? Oh, I'm done out here.
Hello and welcome to Treyarch in Los Angeles, and thanks for joining us today. We're excited to share what we've been working on for the past few years. For Black Ops 6, we really wanted to give ourselves the time to craft something truly great. This means we're delivering a new level of polish and innovation across all parts of the game. I've been working here for over 20 years, and I can tell you that we have something special on our hands with Black Ops 6. And I know that the team are excited to give you a deep dive into our campaign and global innovations across the entire game.
Bum, 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 bum,
With Black Ops 6, we're taking players to a new but familiar era, the early 90s. In true signature Black Ops fashion, our story builds on real history, thrusting players into a conspiracy where a shadowy force has infiltrated the highest levels of the US government, branding anyone who resists as traitors and forcing players to go rogue for the first time to fight the very machine that created them. The team has been meticulously crafting every aspect of this game to deliver the fun and attitude players expect from the Black Ops franchise.
Multiplayer is of course here and brings the Black Ops style and provides a playground for the brand new Omni movement system. New way to push beyond your limits and move.
Wait,
like
so
an
is
action
this the
hero.
new one that was just
You'll see a
announced?
sneak peek of that later today.
But I mean,
round-based zombies is absolutely
it's out,
back
isn't it? Didn't it
better
just
than
come
ever,
out?
and you
The
can
new
be
one,
sure
or
it's
is it
full of
announced?
surprises.
Or
With
is it?
that, let's step into the
Or is this one
mind-bending
like
campaign
next year
experience
or
we've been
end of the
crafting
year?
with our partners at Raven.
Because I just saw one come and I was like, I don't know, it's another Black Ops. But I mean, if they did a bunch of changes to it, I'll definitely want to give it a shot. You know, give it a couple hour play. I like Black Ops. It's just can be stupid or it can be alright. You never know.
Campaign mission. When we set out to make Black Ops 6, we were focused on delivering missions so iconic that they stick in your memory long after.
Dude, that's
we are
cool.
bringing that action-packed blockbuster feel to every step of the narrative. We're giving you more variety, more dynamic moment-to-moment gameplay, and more options to finish each mission.
We can do this loud or quiet.
The game is packed with unexpected moments of Black Ops mystery. It's a high-octane spy thriller where you're never sure who to trust and what's real. And it's all set against the backdrop of the early 90s.
Oh, is this like Splinter Gear or Splinter Cell?
The Cold War. The U.S. is the only remaining superpower. The Gulf War was dominating headlines everywhere, and there was a growing mistrust in government, reflected everywhere across the music.
Sounds about right. I remember
and
that.
Pop culture of the time. When we talk about the Black Ops timeline, Black Ops 6 comes after the events of the Cold War, but is directly tied to the 1986 flashbacks in Black Ops 2, the aftermath of which has left our heroes in dire circumstances.
Something you should see.
Black Ops 6 blends the rich and gritty history of previous franchise titles with bold new characters, with veteran Frank Woods as our through line in our story. In this new chapter, we see a different side of Woods following his traumatic injury at the hands of Raul Menendez. He's been pulled from the field as he adjusts to a new role within the CIA, often behind a desk or on the other end of a radio. His protege is Troy Marshall,
I should have just
who's
went.
been making a name for himself in the field. Marshall is a reluctant
I'll
leader
let this thing
driven
go.
by a strong
I should have
moral
went invisible and just stayed
Marshall
up there
and
in the
Woods
background
are working
though.
with another new
I
face
shouldn't
in
have
Black
fucking
Ops
tried to
6,
slow him.
CIA handler Jane Harrow. She's a born leader, fearless and brilliant, and helps manage their relationships within the agency. Woods' ability to operate in the shadows has always been hugely valuable to the CIA, whether they want to admit it or not. And Marshall has the ability to make tough calls in the field, ones that Harrow trusts him to make. But when an operation goes wrong, Woods and Marshall are suspended and ultimately forced to go rogue. They soon realize they have to trust each other to get to the bottom of what's going on.
All right, this one's done.
Without any of their usual resources.
Of course.
They have to build their own
Fucking
team,
idiots.
recruiting 2 exciting new characters.
Bunch of morons.
in
Who
both
sends
human
all
and
of the
technical
players
genius,
to one thing
and Sabati
and
Jamal,
puts
a
nobody to
mysterious assassin.
hold, and none of the alliance is
With
going
the
to
end
that
of the
one
Cold
thing.
War, these former
When you
enemies have
see them
become new
going,
allies.
everybody should have
And
went
with
to the
sudden
left,
return
and
of
only a
notorious
few people
operative
should have went
Russell
mid.
Adler, who'd
Not
gone
the
missing
whole
for months,
freaking team and lose 3 points in the
former ally
process.
may have become a new enemy.
Jesus. And then we can't even take it back because that's the plan.
For the
Come back and
Black
take
Ops
it back, right?
single-player
Oh, you can't
campaign,
even do
we
that.
prioritized mission variety and unique experiences. Our goal was to offer players a wide variety of mission types, each crafted from the ground up. One moment, you'll be storming a palace. The next, you'll be pulling off a heist at a casino. We aim to take players all over the world and immerse them in vastly different experiences. Within these missions, we wanted gameplay to unfold in multiple ways, giving players the freedom to navigate through them as they see fit.
Oh, good, we got one back.
Where we have different combat styles, we also have
So I'm not
conversation
fucking
opportunities where you
guarding.
can talk, barter, and manipulate your way into different experiences. And we think you'll
Oh
want to
boy,
replay
nobody's
levels to
sitting
see them all.
You shouldn't be trying to leave, dude.
We are excited to offer a variety of different enemy types in the campaign. The goal was to provide different challenges for the player. So whether they choose to go in guns blazing or take a stealthier approach.
Line them up right, you can take them both down with one shot. Nice and quiet.
We've continued to push on what's possible in terms of how our enemy combatants behave. Your enemies will be relentless, constantly seeking to outmaneuver you throughout the levels.
Oh, look at
Stay
him trying
loose,
to
push
jump on the
player's
side.
location and force them to think on their feet. We've created certain missions where we give you a high-level objective and a variety of ways to approach that objective. One mission in particular takes place in a vast desert in Iraq. You and your team are hunting down missile launchers with the SAS. It's one of the largest campaign maps that we've ever created.
Look alive, people! They know we're coming!
That hunter just rocked that dude.
You'll find that some of our
Both of them.
destinations have a startling contrast in look and feel as well. We have a mission that takes place in an opulent casino in Southern Europe. It's unlike any past mission in Call of Duty. And what the player does in this space is totally unexpected. And another one of our missions we have set in the harsh tundra of northern Russia.
Let her know. Hold on, I gotta go get him. Trying to defend, but
We are excited to offer an array of brand new equipment, as well as some favorites from the Black
Who's
Ops
this guy
universe.
next to me?
RCXD,
Oh.
Tranquilizer Trap, Adrenaline Stim, Homing Knife, Disruptor,
The campaign is grounded within an expanded campaign hub called the Safe House. You might remember we also had that in Black Ops Cold War, but this time we wanted to think a little bit more broadly about the environment. We chose to have our team's hub located in a more naturalistic setting. So, it's in an abandoned manor by an ocean cliffside. What's most unique is that it used to be a KGB black site, which was operational during the 50s and 60s. This brings a lot of intrigue to the Safe House and will allow players to explore and discover secrets from the past. The team is also bringing back the evidence board, which is still the centerpiece of the Safe House experience, but with brand new upgrades. Players can view the campaign outline, gain deeper insights into missions, and analyze evidence collected throughout missions.
Okay. Capture. Okay, the attacker comes in. I'll go. 3, 2, 1, go!
That was sick. Great. I think we got it.
With Black Ops 6, our goal is to create a more connected experience that keeps players immersed across every single mode. We've pushed ourselves at every corner to innovate and craft the most signature Black Ops experience for our players. Movement has been a consistent area of focus and innovation for Call of Duty. And with Black Ops 6, we're redefining movement across the entire game. For the first time ever, players can sprint in any direction and move like a true Black Ops action hero with an entirely new global system we call Omni Movement. This unlocks the ability to move like never before and seamlessly chain combat maneuvers like slide, dive, and our enhanced supine prone in full.
Oh man, I hope they get this like right, and like it's not like you have to hit like 17 buttons to do one.
And then realize people,
you know what I
actually
mean?
move
Like,
that way. What happens if we get rid of that construct? And then instantly it opened up like, oh, if you can sprint in any direction, then you can dive in any direction, you could slide in any direction, which then led to all the on the ground movement and everything else chaining together.
It's really been something that changes how you think and play the game, whether it's campaign, MP, or zombies. We truly believe that once you experience Omni Movement, there's no going back. We also have what we're calling intelligent movement, which is a set of features that drastically reduces how many buttons or keys you're pressing to perform various movements. These can be enabled in player options, and they're broken down into 3 categories: Sprint Assist, Mantle Assist, and Crouch Assist. And each of these settings will allow for fine-tuning. Intelligent movement really started with this idea that we want all players to focus on what they want to do and not how to do it. We want every player, regardless of skill level or input or experience with Call of Duty, to be able to engage with Omni Movement and live out their own action hero fantasy in Black Ops 6. We looked at other genres like racing games, where they have these great assist settings that can be turned on and off. Things like traction control or assisted braking, and we really love the idea of taking that thinking and applying it to our own movement options. I don't think this is a one-size-fits-all thing, and I encourage players to play around with combos of these settings to really dial in their preferred setup. Hit zones are regions on a character that react when taking damage or dying. In past games, we've only had 4 regions. For Black Ops 6, we've actually increased that to 9 regions, so now we can determine if that enemy was shot in their left leg or right leg, and then we'll play a bespoke death animation depending on that location that they were hit. So world connectivity is this concept that players' movement and reactions are connected to the world based on their choices. A great example that really shines is a global feature we call corner slicing, where as you round a corner or go through a doorway, your weapon's going to dynamically rotate in the direction that you're rounding that corner. And since it's dynamic, it'll be a bit more dramatic if you're slowly clearing a room, but won't affect you at all if you're barreling full speed around that same corner. We are constantly looking for opportunities to set the bar with movement and animations in Black Ops 6.
Take cover!
Our team is super thrilled to show you the best looking characters that we've done. Through our process of photogrammetry, gear was acquired, scanned, and incorporated onto each of our operatives. For our faces, a dynamic real-time analysis of spontaneous performances was captured and processed to make every emotional, impactful moment true to actual life. We made sure to have special attention to the cuticles and make sure that they don't look like they're just freshly cut. There's dirt in between their nails.
Oh, that's pretty
oils
cool
in
that
their
they put that
palms
kind of
as they're
detail into
sweaty
it.
and running through situations that they're in.
You're sweaty and running. Now you could really be sweaty.
We're paying attention.
You get sweaty on top of sweaty. That's that's the best sweaty, I think.
The
Sweaty.
thing that I'm most excited about is the number of new weapons from the era that we've added, which includes many that are brand new to the franchise. Our heroes are rogue operatives, and they operate outside the normal playbook. That means they're procuring gear by any means necessary, and it allowed us
We might
to
actually win this
mix
one.
of weapons.
Approaching halfway,
We made
but
sure
there's
to
right
deliver
on our
dozens
heels.
of unique attachments for every gun, and this allows the players to create a weapon to match any playstyle that you can imagine, all while maintaining the feel and tone of the era.
In Black Ops 6, we really strive for striking that balance between real and hyper-real, but we want to ground our effects in realism. We find real-world reference so that we can match that motion, the weight, the timing, then riff off of that and create that hyper-real look that everybody has come to know and love from Call of Duty.
The Black Ops 6 user experience is all about focusing players on what they need when they need it, and our in-game HUD is no different. From the mini-map to the ammo widget to in-game notifications, the Black Ops 6 HUD combines some of our best designs in a clean, streamlined experience. For the first time in Call of Duty, players will be able to change their HUD in dramatic ways to suit their needs. For instance, streamers can choose a layout optimized for their setup, or maybe you want your HUD centered so you don't have to look away.
Yes.
Want to play hardcore anywhere, or finally put the mini-map in the bottom left? Those are options as well.
Yes.
Not only does
I've been
the
saying
HUD
this for
give
so
players
long. Why the fuck haven't they
connects them
done
to the
this?
world and helps
Other
them feel
games
rewarded
have.
for being awesome.
Jesus.
players track
Takes
that
like
elusive
20
challenge
years to
and
go,
further
oh,
next
well, I
level
guess
unlock,
since they want
Black
it
Ops
now,
6
I guess
delivers
we'll
an
give it to
end-to-end
them.
experience from the lobby into combat and back, where player progress and achievement are celebrated in a big way.
Early on in Black Ops 6's development, we set a goal to make leveling and XP matter more than ever. Looking back through the Call of Duty and Black Ops catalog, there's a lot of love, both internally at Treyarch and that we see in our community, for how we used to handle prestige. Traditional prestige is back
Damn
in
it.
Call of Duty with Black Ops 6. We've pulled the best of the best from past Call of Duty prestige systems and are going bigger and more rewarding than ever. Players who reach max player level will have the choice to enter prestige, start fresh with relocked gear, and go through the leveling journey again. Black Ops 6 will have 10 prestiges, each with a valuable set of rewards to earn and equip to peacock your status.
Now I'm fucking not even on farm.
Aren't done. Instead, they'll graduate into Prestige Master with 1,000 additional levels to climb through, and a class
I don't want to
of
lose this
rewards
one.
to uncover for anyone dedicated enough to make it all the way to the end.
Put me in so I can get the hell out of here.
System is available on day 1 in Black Ops 6.
There now, you guys got it down there? You got that thing? Go back to farm if you want.
We know how many of our players look forward to multiplayer, and we will be providing a deep dive on it later in the year. For now, here's some insight into our development of Black Ops 6 multiplayer. Our vision since day one has been to craft an approachable and engaging step change of that signature Black Ops multiplayer experience. We've focused on supporting 3 core playstyles for launch. Enforcers are the slayers who like to kill and stay on the move. Recon is all about intel and counter-intel play. And strategists are support players who throw their bodies at objectives for the win, or focus on taking out enemy score streaks for the team. All of our weapons, gear, and gadgets in multiplayer have been intentionally designed through that lens of supporting these play styles. And of course, it wouldn't be a Black Ops game if you can't relive those action hero moments in theater mode, which we're happy to announce is returning with Black Ops 6. Now, I said we're only getting a taste of MP today, but of course that means you're going to get some early details on maps.
We're happy to announce that we will be launching with 16 all-new MP maps. We've got 12 core 6v6 and 4 strike maps, which can be played as 6v6 or 2v2. What do players like? What do we know that they want? So we're back to our classic 3-lane maps. We've got fast, frenetic experiences, and we have that balance with more medium size, like better for hardcore pacing, to keep the action flowing, but still have meaningful decisions for the player to make. The maps have their own stories, and we have multiplayer taking place after the campaign, after you finish it. So don't want to get into too many spoilers there, but you'll experience some of those locations through the multiplayer lens.
We've covered a lot today, but couldn't leave you without giving you just one more thing.
Round-based Zombies is back, and we're picking up the Dark Aether storyline where we left it. We're excited to announce that there will be 2 brand new maps available at launch, with a curated mix of fan-favorite features and new elements to discover. For those new to Zombies, it's our unique take on the cooperative horde mode, where every map is packed full of powerful weapons and upgrades, deadly enemies, and tons of secrets to uncover. The legacy of Zombies is incredibly important.
Why are we attacking their farm?
We are so proud of what the mode is bringing to players in Black Ops 6. As you've heard today, the innovations in movement systems will also be coming to Zombies. Plus, there are many additional zombie-specific features, both new and returning. This is going to be a truly epic return for round-based Zombies. Be on the lookout for more intel coming later this year.
Steph interviewed AB. Mark?
Now we know we only gave you a little taste of multiplayer here today, so make sure to mark your calendars for our worldwide multiplayer reveal event at Call of Duty Next on August 28th. Make sure to stay tuned for details and watch your favorite streamers get hands-on Black Ops 6 so you can be prepped and ready to jump into our MP beta and feel Omni movement for yourself. We'll be sharing so much more about Black Ops 6 in the coming months and look forward to seeing your reactions and your feedback from our open beta coming up this fall and into launch. And it's not just about launch, because the team is already focused on delivering a ton of content in the live seasons, which we'll be sharing more about.
We're gonna lose this one right at the end.
About Warzone yet?
Because people were attacking stables. Now we're losing farm.
Our goal on Black Ops 6 was, and still is, to make something that is the best work we've ever done, and frankly,
The people that were listening in the beginning, everything was going fine, and then people just get tired of winning, I guess.
And repeatedly asked how something could be better. In some cases, that led us to huge innovations like Omni movement, where we're now allowing players to move how real people and operators move. In other cases, it led us back to some of our classic systems like Prestige, then taking that classic system through the ringer and making updates and improvements. Across our weapons, gear, operators, maps, and more, a huge push has been to hit the highest visual and audio fidelity possible. The campaign tells an all-new Black Ops story where you're forced to go rogue and are being hunted by the teams that trained you. On top of that, the team is really focused on mission and engagement variety. Multiplayer is a key ingredient in the DNA of Black Ops, and hopefully, in this sneak peek, it was clear that every single part of the MP game loop will be improved and better than ever, from movement, to shooting, to footsteps, to engagement systems, to death. And last but definitely not least, the triumphant return of round-based Zombies. There is so much more to share across all 3 game modes before the game officially launches on October 25th. On behalf of the entire team, we can't wait for you to play Call of Duty Black Ops 6.
I really wanted to win this one, but it's going to come down to the wire, and I think they're going to win. Yeah, Poultry, I'll block you in a minute, bud. Thanks. Every fucking day with these guys. I'm gonna come in here and give you cheap viewers. If I wanted cheap fucking viewers, then I'd just go outside because they're free. Look, they're everywhere. Oh my god, it's amazing. Oh, that was it. Alrighty. We're gonna lose this one. Alright, I'll take that off in a second here. It's down to the wire. It's down to the wire. They're ahead though. So we really need to take one back like now. Now. We're gonna lose. We're gonna lose by freaking 20 points. What is this even ranked on? Honor. Let's see what we got here. Killing blows, 5th. Honorable kills. Oops. Honorable kills, 5th. Damage, 6th. Yeah. But I did play defense the whole time. I mean, like, you know, it is what it is. That's why honor is probably one of the better ways to do it, but I don't think it's perfect by any means. Okay, so that sucks, because that would have been great to been able to win that one, but I think that's it. Alright, bye-bye. There we go. I said bye-bye. There we go. Alright, now first things first. Basically, though, I'm going to log off for the day. I just came on to do these things real quick. It's my day off, so I'm going to go enjoy the rest of the day with the dogs. If it was going to start raining, I would stay on, but it looks like the sunshine's coming out, and it's only 3, so I still have a good part of the day I can, good part of the day that I can do. So I just got to bring this guy out. You guys are free to leave whenever you would like. See if I can't find it on. Oh, I can't do that on the phone, can I? See if I can still see it in chat. Yeah, there we go. There we go. And all right, now moderator. Apparently, it's not even showing my people my moderator on. Wasn't that nice? Okay, well. I really wish it would just, they put a freaking tack above the stupid thing that you need to click to whatever. So his name is just long enough that I have to actually go to his stupid thing to fucking report the asshole. Should report him for terrorism. Yes, I want to block him, and I'm gonna ban him too. Ban. There we go. Oh, now it shows up. Okay. So 2 seconds ago, it shows up that my moderators weren't there, and now, okay, okay. But he's right over there. He's telling me. He's telling me that he just couldn't reach his phone, but he's on. It's so stupid. Ouch. Again, good job, Streamlabs. That's twice now you pissed me off. All right, today that's enough for today. All right, guys. So, like I said, I'm gonna get off here for the day. So, you guys have a good day, and I will be back on probably tomorrow. I don't know what I'll be playing on Monday. We'll see. We'll see what's going on. I might come back. I'll probably do some WoW, but if I don't do WoW, I was thinking about doing some shooter stuff. So we'll see. And I got a couple other games that we can try out as well. Just do some variety. But yeah. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for coming in and thanks for viewing. And I hope you guys enjoyed their little stream. I didn't say much, so it was kind of a lazy stream. Sorry about that, guys. I was more paying attention to my PvP and